When Xavi returned to Barcelona, this time as a manager, Ousmane Dembélé was one of the most improved players. The whole team was, but in particular Dembélé. There was a real difference in his performances and he was really beginning to show the ability he had, and finally, after a bad couple of first years at Barcelona, he was showing why Barcelona paid so much money for him. And then he's decided to move to PSG this summer. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Ousmane Dembélé to PSG, and for me, what is a very disappointing transfer. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and let's get into it. After only one season at Borussia Dortmund, Dembélé really impressed, getting 10 goals and 14 assists in all competitions. He was brilliant and earned interest from Barcelona, a team that had just lost their superstar Neymar. Considering Barcelona had just got a world record fee for the Brazilian, they were willing to pay the big bucks and spent 135 million euros to bring Dembélé to Barcelona. And since signing for Barcelona, Dembélé has had a total of 15 separate injuries, missing a total of 119 football matches. He has made 185 competitive appearances for Barcelona, so it is a bit of a myth that he spends more time injured than on the pitch. And it doesn't really help that he's injured all the time, and when he does play, he isn't very good. But things finally began to look good for Dembélé. Xavi had turned up as Barcelona manager and had really improved the squad, and Dembélé was beginning to see his improvement. From around mid-February of 2022 to the end of the season, he picked up a total of 10 assists, being one of the best playmakers in Europe at that time. He had a very good partnership with former teammate at Borussia Dortmund, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and as Barcelona fans like to call it, he was one of the heroes of the dark times. Prior to Xavi's arrival at Barcelona, Dembélé was mostly playing on the left-hand side of the attack. His preferred position was the right-hand side, but a certain Argentinian was hogging that spot for a couple decades. However, that little magician was now gone, and Dembélé had his chance. Xavi used him in his best position, and he was thriving. Dembélé went into the next season how he finished the last, in fantastic form. He got goals and assists here and there, got a hat-trick of assists versus Atletico Bilbao last November, and he was doing well up until he then got another injury for 3 months, and everything went back to normal. Barcelona did win the league, and Dembélé was an important player for the first half of the season, didn't really make an impact in the second half. They also won the Supercopa de España. It was clear Dembélé was a player when he was injured, and I know it's a lot, that Barcelona missed him. He was becoming an important player for Barcelona. Xavi was a big admirer. There was a lot of trust and belief by Xavi. But fast forward to the last couple of weeks, Paris Saint-Germain has signed Gonçalo Ramos after it looks like Mbappe is going to leave, Messi's already left, and Neymar could be on the way out. And now it's Ousmane Dembélé to PSG.
Here we go.
I understand he's French and you probably want to go home. You might be a little bit homesick, but I'm just a little bit disappointed for him. He finally got his career back and going. He was finally a big player, an important player, and he's just thrown that away to go to PSG, a club that really no one respects. Xavi showed so much belief in what at the time had been a failed Barcelona player, and he worked. He got back to his best, so at least you can repay that with a bit of loyalty. Stick it out at Barcelona, but instead signed for PSG for 50 million euros. The best way to describe my frustration with this deal is it's a step backwards for a player that was finally taking a step forwards, a player that was finally moving on with his career, finally getting back to his best, fulfilling the potential we all saw in him, and now he's just moved to the French league. Luis Enrique, fantastic coach, a manager I really rate. He's made some fantastic signings, but what ambitious player wants to move to France? There's only two reasons I can think of why Dembélé moved to PSG: money and he's French. That's literally it. It's not an ambitious move. It's not a place he's going to go to win the Ballon d'Or, be the best player in the world. We've seen how that turned out for Neymar. I'm just disappointed for him because I was really happy to see him get back to his best, do well for Barcelona. Barcelona fans finally start to admire how good of a footballer he is. Xavi showed the faith, he showed the trust, and it hasn't been paid back. But the second he gets an offer from a team that's not as good as Barcelona, that's in a worse league than La Liga, but he's getting paid more money, he is right off. He will take that step back, and it's disappointing to see. To be fair to Dembélé, he's going to do really well for PSG because it's the French league, but he will spend a lot of time on the sidelines with Neymar and Mbappe because it looks like he's not going to be playing at all next season because he's not going to be moving unless he goes to Real Madrid. Check out my video on Mbappe to Real Madrid up next. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, you want to support the channel that extra more, feel free to become a channel member. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.